Hello everyone, we will be getting started here shortly. We're just getting our parents here situated. We'll get some food, some drinks, some refreshments, and we'll be beginning here in about a couple minutes. We'll be back. Enjoy the meeting. Dr. Boosie, who was supposed to be giving this presentation, unfortunately, she's not feeling too good. So guess what? You get to deal with me, and I'm going to provide you this presentation. I truly appreciate you guys being here because this is an important topic. We're going to be discussing WIDA, the importance of it, what's it about. We're going to go over the logistics of it, what it is, and why it takes place. And a lot of parents always have questions. I'm Mr. Abdullah. If I haven't met you personally, please take a moment after the show, after the presentation, and just introduce yourselves to me. I try to make it my point to meet every parent that I can. I truly believe in that connection and that support. We always want parents here involved. Thank you. Special shout out to our fathers who are here because we know, moms, we love you. You're always here. But the fathers, when I have them here, it's a big deal to me because it's not all the time that I get fathers who are here. So thank you guys. I know. Ladies, mothers, I bow down to you. Bow down. But when I get a father here, it's a big deal to me. So thank you guys for being here. So I'm going to get started with the presentation. If there's ever a time that you need me to answer a question, please just simply raise your hand, ask away so that I can, if you're not understanding something. If you need me to translate Arabic, I'll tell you right now, I will translate it. Whether you understand it or not, I don't know. But I will do my best to translate it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. So today we're going to be talking about WIDA. What is it? What is our WIDA? Our ESL program. What exactly does that entail? And tips for you as parents to help your kids. Okay? So WIDA is a state test. Okay? It's given to students who basically are identified with their native tongue as something beyond English. So, if your child is taking the WIDA test and they speak fluent English, you know why that happened? Because when you filled out your application, you selected that their native tongue is Arabic. So any, or whatever the language is, whether it's Spanish, whatever the case may be. So if you selected that on the application, your child is automatically enrolled. And it happens. We here at the school, with 1,300 kids, we have 636 kids who have been identified for taking the WIDA. Okay? And again, you know, some parents will do this, but it is what it is. Once your child is identified, they have to take part in this mandatory test. Well, it's really not a test, but it has 4 domains: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Hi to everyone that just came. So when identifying this, again, I talked about this briefly. This is really for new students who are enrolled with us, even for students who transfer from a different school. If they were taking WIDA at a different school, then they came to us. Through our system, we'd be able to identify that they took it, and then we would continue that with the WIDA services here. Okay? So once a kid is here, let's say we get a newcomer, we do have to screen them. There is a process to screen them to see what their level is at. And the screener takes place. Dr. Busi does a phenomenal job of working with her team on screening all our students. This year, she had to do at least 200 students, which is quite a bit. We had a lot of new students this year. Record enrollment this year with over 1,300 kids. By far our highest numbers in the history of STAR, which is amazing. Kudos to all the parents for bringing their kids here. It just continues to grow, and that's a testament to our, to you guys and what we're doing here and the connection that we have. Now, we do have an ESL program here. Some kids, you know, especially in the last, this year, the last 2 years, we've had a lot of kids coming to us who are considered EL, who need help with the English language. Okay, we've actually really beefed up our ESL program. We have 3 certified teachers who work with your ESL kids and do a phenomenal job of working with them daily on improving the English language, but also their needs from the academic standpoint. We actually just incorporated Rosetta Stone to work on the language. We also offer this after school. We completely revamped our after school program to include an ESL component. So students who still need additional help with the English language, they can actually enroll in a specific program just for that. Adults, parents who have kids here, if you want help with the adult ESL or even citizenship, we also offer that. We have, we have a staff member here who, after school from 3:30 to 5. If you're truly interested in that, you can sign up for that too. Our ESL services will continue to grow. We have purchased thousands and thousands of dollars in curriculum materials to help our kids, to really help them understand the language. The great thing about the students who come here from whether it's from overseas or anywhere else, it's not like they're coming here not knowing the subject area. They know the subject. It's the difficulty of the language. Math is a universal language, so that's not really the subject that they have difficulties. It's really where English, social studies, science, they're very good at it, but it's those 2 areas. So we provide additional support in the classroom for those students who need that help. And we call that MTSS, where those kids also get that help in the classroom. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. If I'm going too fast or I'm saying something that's not making sense to you, please stop me. I do like to talk, but if there's something that I need to you guys, that you need more information on, please stop me and say, Mr. Abdullah, ما فهمت, okay? وأنا بقول لك إياها بالعربي وبلكي بتعرفيها بلكي بتعرفيهاش. ما بعرف, but you'll understand, one way or another, okay? So we went through the ESL program. We do offer it right now. We are currently offering it elementary through high school. We never were able to do that. We were never able to do that, but we brought people on board. We've identified kids based off of their needs. And, there will be kids who are identified through WIDA that they need ESL services, but you go talk to them, they speak fluent English. So we go through a whole system. We identify them through the data. We work through it with the teachers. We work through it with the kid themselves. And we've pulled them from different, whether it's an elective or if the ones who are fluent in Arabic, we've actually taken them out of the Arabic because they know the language and given them help in with the English language. So just we did it where it made sense for the kid to best support them. So if, let's say, and because we have this conversation with every parent, let's say I'm telling you, hey, your child really needs, EL services. You have the right to decline that. I mean, we've had some parents who say, no, I just want my child to continue doing this. They have to learn the language on their own. It happens, which it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Do I support that? Probably not, but again, it's a parent's choice. So you do have the right to decline that. I don't think in the last 2 years we've had any parent decline it, but you do have the right to do that. All right, so for WIDA itself, the WIDA testing begins February 10th. So you'll get information about this, and it is a lot of work that goes into WIDA testing, especially for Dr. Brucey. I want to give her a shout out because she's got to identify every kid's schedule and put it together and put a roster together. We have to have, and to all the admin who are supporting, what we try to do is we try not to interrupt instruction time as much as we can. Dr. Brucey does a phenomenal job trying to test 636 kids. She set a record last year of getting it done in 10 days. There's no school in our surrounding areas was able to even come close to it. They're pushing a month to finish it. She was able to complete it last year in about 10 days. You see our schedule here. If your child's taking the WIDA, please make sure they're here at school at any time, all the time. But when they're doing testing, guys, it's very hard if they miss, because then we got to do the makeup sessions. The makeup sessions what usually take the most. Okay, most time is when we're doing makeup sessions. Okay, if I was to say, you understand what WIDA is, raise your hand. Who can raise your hand and tell me what they know what WIDA is? Who needs more help? Who wants me to say it in Arabic? WIDA, okay, I'll stop there. I got close. But yeah. Okay. So basically, the other part to this is kind of from an admin's perspective what they see. But I'm not going to bore you through all this. This is kind of what this part. This is their report. This is an actual report that every kid gets that when they are taking the WIDA. They're taking the WIDA. These are the different components to it. It shows you the different domains: listening, speaking, reading, writing. The listening part, right? This is kids don't realize this. The listening part is so sensitive. It's very, very sensitive, and the speaking part is extremely sensitive. So they actually ask you to speak into a microphone, and there's a way that someone is actually filtering through this to make sure that it's not AI generated. A kid is not trying to use their phone to do this. They're actually not allowed to have any electronic devices. Believe it or not, it happens. Kids try to get slick, and they think, oh, let me just have a computer, because kids don't want to take the WIDA, right? That's the reality of it. They don't want to. We'll discuss how they can get out of that at the end. But please emphasize to your students if they're taking the WIDA. If they really want to stop taking the WIDA, guess what they need to do? They need to take it seriously and pass. Okay? It's the hardest thing for a kid up here to say, well, why am I taking the WIDA? I speak English. Okay, Habiba, then pass the test. Because we cannot remove them once they've been identified. The only way they can be removed is if they actually pass. Okay, there's a certain number, I do not have it memorized, but there's a certain number they have to hit on the domains for them to be what we call exited out of the WIDA. So please, if your kids are taking it and they're complaining to you, Walla, I don't want to take the WIDA. Okay, Habiba, take it seriously, so next year you don't have to do it. That's it. So usually the trend, we looked at the data yesterday, 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, we usually see a higher number of kids exit WIDA because they take it a little bit more seriously. Once they get to an old enough age, we're like, oh, this isn't cool, which is 6 on up, they don't take it as serious, and guess what happens? They stay in it, and they got to take it until their senior year. That's literally what they do. So please emphasize to your kids how important it is when they're taking the WIDA, like, hey, I get it, it's not the coolest thing in the world, or it's the funnest thing to do, but if you want to stop taking it, have the what one, understand what's being said to you, and do it right. If you do that, well, our numbers should drop. But we'll see. All right. بدك توقفوني؟ بدك إني أقول لكم شيء؟ Okay. All right, good. It is not information. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. How parents can help at home. So the best thing if your child truly needs help with the English language. The one thing that I do here, if the kids come to me speaking in Arabic, guess what I'm responding to them to in English. The worst thing we can do is respond back in Arabic. Yes, they'll understand you, but what are you trying to practice them with? English. You have to get in that habit. My mother, I'm going to give you guys a real example. ابن آدم قال له لأمي ماما تعرفي أنت العربية مش كل هالقد بدي إياكي أنت ربيني تعلميني تعلمي آدم العربي بدي إياك تحكي معي بالعربي. What does my mom do? آدم بروح بيقول لها شيء بالإنجليزي. My mom responds to her in English. I go, Mama, I need you to talk to him in Arabic, please. I need him to understand. So then my son, Baba, I need you to talk to Tata in Arabic. He'll go up to her and say something in Arabic. Guess what my mom responds back in? English. I go, Mama, I'm not practicing your English. I need you to work on Adam's Arabic. Okay? So reality is my son knows some Arabic, but the practice that you get with just conversation is so important. So if your child is struggling with English, talk to him in English. Just the small sentences. Learning, well, we have kids, we have some students here who speak. One student came to us, only spoke French. Only spoke French. We have another student who only spoke Spanish. First time in SIAH history. Literally, only spoke Spanish and one only spoke French. They are doing phenomenal right now. They're doing great. And every time they come to me, I know a little bit of Spanish, but I always tell her, hi, good morning, give me one sentence in English. That's what I stop her and do every single day in the hallway. But those little interactions, and that's what you can do with your child. Speak it. Speak the English language with them so that they get comfortable with it. Okay? One thing about that is when they're not comfortable with the language, you got to build their confidence. I will speak Arabic to anybody, whether I'm saying it wrong or right, but I have the confidence to do that. Not every kid has that. So you got to build that confidence. Like, it's okay to make a mistake. I make all kinds of mistakes in Arabic. I've said some very inappropriate things that I shouldn't have said because I didn't know it was the right word. I said something that was actually something completely different. I made a mistake, but I didn't do it on purpose, but I tried speaking, try the language. It's going to happen. But the more you try, the better off you are. Practice, practice, practice. Yeah, it's actually good. If you're struggling with the language, you're right. It's good practice to do that. Okay? Look, there's nothing wrong with, I tell my son, I said, Baba, the biggest tool you can have is speaking another language. It's an amazing tool. You're going to need it everywhere you go. I went to Lebanon 3 years ago, and first I was practicing my Arabic before I got there, and I realized how much I felt, how our kids feel here that don't know the English language when I was there. As much as I knew Arabic, and I got there, I'm like, oh, now I know how my students feel. When they didn't understand something, and they're talking about me, and I'm just looking at them going, I know you're talking about me, but I don't understand what you're saying. I understood it, but I got it. But at least it helps knowing you have that other language. It's such a great tool. So I continue the Arabic, 100% continue that, continue the culture, but at the same time, we got to learn the English language. Sure. Guess what? Yes. Any questions? Yalla, who wants to summarize WIDA for me? شو هي WIDA? Yep. You listened! I did good! Alright, okay, that's good to listen. That means we did something here. Listen, it's the once you enroll your child, whether it's anywhere, the second you select that Arabic is or any language is their native tongue, your child's automatically enrolled. It happens, but you know that's where we're at. Okay, this is done, but I want to talk about some other things. I do want to talk about some other things. Now, if you are not connected to our Remind or social media or Power School, shame on who? Not me, you. Okay? You got to be connected to us. Please be connected. You guys want to know what's going on with the school? That's what Remind is for. That's what Class Dojo is for. That's what If you want to be connected to your child, how many of you have Power School access? إذا إيدكم مش هيك تحكوا مع Miss Saad or Miss Kanafer or Mr. Went, please, before you leave today, get Power School access. عندك ايه حط التنتين مفوق ايه back. Listen, Power School is how you guys stay up to date with your kids. It is so important. A parent should never, ever come into conferences not knowing what's going on. Just gonna say that how it is. A parent should stay up to date with their child every single day. I check my son's power. I check everything. Show Baba, let's go. You got 87%. Whoa. You were tardy? What do you mean? Why were you tardy? But having that, instant, because it's Power School. The second teacher puts in a grade. The second teacher puts in attendance mark. It gives you that notification. Your child knows. Guess what they're not going to want to do? They're not going to want to know that you know. Okay, so please make sure that you have Power School access. If you want to be a part of what's going on in the school, Remind, Class Dojo. So the Remind messages that you get come from me. Okay, those are the ones that I send out to. I send it to everyone. I am working on something that I hopefully will get. I want to get this done. One of my goals for this year is to get something out weekly to parents, like an updated newsletter like I do with the staff. We do share a monthly newsletter, but I want to kind of give you guys like a week at a glance type of thing. Working on that and hopefully getting that translated, but that's one of the goals for us. And I think you guys would appreciate that, knowing what's going on a weekly basis. So that's something we're working on. But if you're not signed up,
you might have all our events. Like
yeah.
If you want to find out which event is coming up,
thank you for it tells you all of the events coming up, whatever's going on with the school, whether it's extracurricular events, whether it's specific to the school, whether it's fundraisers, whatever the case may be. So please do sign up. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I don't. The social media thing we're working on. If you're not connected to our social media, do that. We have the Instagram, the Facebook, Also, I don't personally have social media, so I don't know. I know Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat. Do we have Snapchat? No. I don't know Snapchat. No. But pay attention to that. A couple of new things that are coming with here. If things that have kind of happened, some of you parents may have gotten an email. And if you did, don't raise your hand, but if you did, for a truancy letter means your child was late too many times. Please, if you have a high schooler, this is very, very important, okay? Attendance matters, okay? Attendance matters, honestly, from elementary on up. Guys, when you see the significant difference, it has a significant impact on their grades. When we look at a kid's grades, the statistics show that a child who is absent more than 30% of the time, the chances of them passing drops almost 60%. It's just the facts. Think of yourself. If you're at a job and you show up half the time, are you going to keep that job? No, probably going to get fired. If you are a painter who only paints once a year, are you going to get better as a painter? No. If you are a chef who only cooks once a month, I'm not eating your food, right? If you are a student, you need to be here to take in all the information. It's so important, especially, look, high schoolers, it's connected to their credits. So those of you who received a truancy letter, what that's telling you is your child was either late, absent, or partially absent more than 10 times throughout the semester. And the way this works is it's from first hour up to fifth hour. If the child is coming in, let's say tardy, that counts as 1/4 of an absence. 4 tardies equal 1 absence. If the kid is coming in more than 15 minutes late, that is considered a half an absence. If they're absent, that is an absence. And I'm talking about unexcused absences. And once a child hits 10, they lose 0.25 credits for the course. To graduate on time, you need to have 24 credits. Each class is worth 0.5. They're losing half a credit of a course because they can't get there on time. Please, please, please. نقولها بالعربي because I need you guys to understand this. Hopefully I get this right. التلميذ بس بصوروا بس صار عندهم 10 ايام غايب بالصف نقصوا من الكريدت point 25. Right? Good? ربع 5. I thought 25 is the same thing. ربع credit. It's very, very important because then what happens next? But you have to stuff to make up that credit. Guess من بدي يدفع على الصف؟ أنتوا الأهل. Okay? So it's important that you guys get your kids here on time. If you just have elementary kids and think that this doesn't matter to them or middle school, it doesn't matter to them, it matters to all of them. Don't mind my kids, they're going to be coming through the hallways here in a short bit. You can say hi, wave hi. We got 5 minutes of a little bit of controlled chaos, but it's okay. I believe in my kids and they'll be all right. Okay. So the attendance thing is so important. Please, at the elementary level, when a child misses early on, when a child misses education at an early age, it has a big impact as they get older. Please, 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 اكتبوا براسكم قد ما فيكم. بس هذا سافر وهي سافنة جيبيهم على المركز. اليوم ابني قال لي بابا راسي بيوجعني. قلت له ايه اوكي. راسك بتوجعك. بعد في شيء؟ لا بس راسي، بدي اروح على الصف حبيبي. اوكي راسك بيوجعك، راسك. اوكي بس أول ألكم شوي. اوكي امبارح الام قالت لي بتقعد المنصب عندي بالليل بس عم بطل مش عم يسمع معي بالبيت ومش عم يعمل شيء ومش ليش؟ شو بتقولي له؟ أنا بشوفك كذا مرة تشوفه حبيبي تعال حبيبي حبيبي اوكي حبيبك ايه بده يسمع عليك؟ لا It's okay. أولكم شوي. It's okay. The kids, they are. In order for you to see a change, it's okay to be a little firm. I'm not saying be aggressive, but it's okay to listen. Kids need to be pushed. They have the capability, they need to be pushed. And if you keep telling them, Habibi, it's okay, maybe abukra, maybe next time. It's okay, push. It's okay. It's okay to fight you on شوي. If they're giving you a hard time in the morning, شو فيكم تعملوا؟ جيبوا الماء وتقلوا على No, that's on camera. I didn't say to do that. I'm just saying. Wake them up, okay? Don't give your kids a choice. You are the adults. You gotta, get the kids here. When they find that they have, like, their job is what? What's their job? Come to school. You guys take care of them. They, their job is to be here. When they're here, we'll take care of them here. What else can I talk to you guys about? Do you have any questions for me? Anything doesn't necessarily have to be about this or anything else. Anyone have any questions for me? Hankun? Yeah, go ahead.
I have a question.
Yeah. So, good question regarding elementary lunch. Elementary lunch, I would love for you guys to be here and join us. And I would welcome all of you guys to volunteer and join us for elementary lunch, especially 3rd and 4th grade. It takes the way the schedule works. They do have the last lunch, but it actually works out for them. But we never ever. I want to get this out of the way. They never ever run out of food. It's more yeah. So we do have other options. We have other options for kids to take that they don't want the first choice. But it does take longer for them because we're physically giving them a tray. They're slower in the line. They eat. Trying to get a 3rd and a 4th grader to eat food. How many of you guys struggle with them at home? منهن ولا بالعربي بالبيت اللي عندكم واحد بالصف 3 و4 قديش تاخذهم ياكلوا؟ ساعة? Like an hour? Imagine 800 of them. It's not easy. That's the biggest challenge that we have. We try our best. Ms. Hofer does a phenomenal job. The lunch crew does a phenomenal job of providing some amazing quality food that they get and It's getting the kids to actually, okay, baby, come on. You know, but you guys are more than, hey, I would love to have you guys here as volunteers. We will take you all if you want to help out during lunch. It's anything regarding academics, attendance, anything really that you guys have questions on, if I can help. Hi, how are you? Okay, if that's it, Mr. Wendt or Ms. Saad or Ms. Knapp, would you guys like to add? Come here for a second, come here, come on, Ms. Saad, come here. Ms. Knapp, come here, Mr. Wendt, come on this side. Come on this side. Come on. Come here. These بدي أقول شيء بدي أقولها بالعربي because I want you guys to هالثلاثة بيعملوا شغل من القلب. بيعملوا شغل من القلب, and I mean this wholeheartedly. شغلهم مش easy. It's not easy. They have difficult positions وشغلهم مش هينة بالمرة وبدهم مساعدة منكم. إذا تاخدوا تليفون من Mr. Wendt, Ms. Saad, or Ms. Knapper, please remember we're on the same page. Remember we're only here to help. I emphasize that we are a family. We are always a family. Your kids are my kids. I mean that wholeheartedly. They're all our kids. You guys trust in us when your kids are here, and trust me, I feel that every day. I mean that. I look at your kids as my own, and I want you to know that we take care of them as our own. These three individuals, they're put in a position where, they've got to make the tough decisions on when it comes down to discipline. Please understand, that's their job. That's their role. Is every kid perfect? لا. بدي أقول هذه ترجع تجوا ليش تقول لي ابني ما عم يعمل شيء هو
احنا مش perfect.
Exactly, yes. So things happen. But please, if you're getting a call from one of the deans about a discipline matter, remember we're trying to work together on helping your child. These three individuals, it's not easy. I understand when we get upset, right? Parents will come upset because they're we got to remember what we're upset about. ذكروا الشو how do you say that? الشو dating. Remember the actual problem. What is the real problem? Why are you upset? It's the action of the child. It's not the individual. Let's address the action of the child. Okay? So please, wallah, I mean this wholeheartedly. They do a great job, and I just want to make sure that they All right. Anything you guys want to say? If there's anything that you need, if you haven't met me, if I haven't met you, please take a minute. Stop me. I will be more than happy to talk to you. Always feel free. They can come in here, talk to me. I have an open door policy. I am done for now. If there's anybody have questions? No?
Get your raffle ticket.
Oh, nice. Raffle ticket time?
You're picking the tickets.
Oh, I'm going to pick it? Okay, all right, sure. Listen, don't blame me if your number doesn't get called.
Okay, pick the first
Yalla,
number, Mr. Abdullah.
HES Academies have been serving the Detroit metro area for over 23 years, promoting academic excellence, leadership, and cultural diversity, ranking as some of the top schools in the state of Michigan. Our pre-K through 12th grade students enjoy tuition-free, state-accredited education by STEM-certified and highly qualified staff with no geographical restrictions, and with advanced placement, college dual enrollment, scholarship, and Arabic language programs. Noor International Academy in Sterling Heights at niapsa.org, Star International Academy in Dearborn Heights and in Canton at starpsa.org, Universal Academy in Detroit at universalpsa.org, and Universal Learning Academy in Westland at ulapsa.org. Join HES Academies today and enjoy a free Chromebook for every enrolled student.